Krishna is making Arjun aware of his infinite possibilities. He is making Arjun aware that the spiritual potential he has within him is infinite. But in order to meet that spiritual potential, he has to act with a spiritual attitude. He has to act in a spirit of dharma. Then only does he become a worthy prince, a worthy warrior. You see, Krishna is reminding Arjun that Arjun has a great reputation. In the outer world, in the material world, he has a great reputation. That is one aspect. He must fight, he must set a good example. But that is a material episode, a material incident. That is important, but not as important, nowhere as important as it is for Arjun to understand the infinite possibility of his potential in the sphere of the mystical. That he needs to act wholeheartedly in a spirit of dharma where all fear disappears, where he acts as a warrior deeply at peace within himself. And that is the only way a great warrior should act. A great warrior should not act with anger, anxiety, etc. within his heart and mind. He is to act with a great deal of peace. He is to act and function in a manner where the greatness is functioning through him in a multi-dimensional dynamic manner, where something larger than him, something which cannot be defeated, is functioning. Something which is beyond the concept of material victory and defeat is functioning. Then only do we enter the deeper mystery of the spiritual. Then only do we enter the gates of our own inner bliss. Then only do we enter with great delight into the higher possibility of ourselves. Most of us are carrying on underestimating ourselves in some way. Most of us are manipulating our energy in unnecessary things. The wholeness of our energy never becomes available in the pursuit of our spiritual potential. Our energy keeps accumulating in areas which actually pull us down, in anxiety, in worry, and so on. And Krishna is telling Arjun that you need to get up from this morass, this rut of anxiety, which is keeping your potential energy from acting to its maximum. You see, in the very getting up out of that rut, that mire of thoughts and anxiety, spontaneously the warrior moves into a meditative state ready for battle, as if a great drama of war is being played out and he is merely an actor within it. He is merely a character in this great leela, this great play of warfare being enacted by the Vasta, the Absolute, that which is behind all things. In this state, the warrior attains to a great clarity, and not only a great clarity, a great courageousness. In a way, Krishna is telling Arjun that he is being a hypocrite. He is being an escapist. He is just using this whole excuse of compassion to escape from that which is his self-nature, that which is his spiritual duty, that which will take him unto a realization of his higher consciousness. In the realm of consciousness, our potential is absolutely infinite. This is a cardinal rule almost when it comes to spirituality. Consciousness can never be bounded. It is ever free to expand. It is luminous. The only problem is we build our own walls against this expansion of consciousness. We secure our consciousness tight within a boundary wall. And Krishna is telling Arjun to smash this wall to pieces, to come out of this moment of despair, to not waste any moment, and to move from the tiny to the vast, from the smallness of mind to the expansion of mind. And that expansion of mind is freedom. Yet, how do we expand the mind? The first thing is you have to remove the knots in consciousness. Those things which are the stumbling block, which don't allow you to expand. Unknot your consciousness. And what are the knots? The knots are anxiety, the knots are fear, the knots are a sense of hopelessness in the face of circumstances. All these factors are the kind of knots within the mind and heart which have made Arjun tremble and shake within his own consciousness. And all of us have these knots. All of us experience these moments of darkness where we don't feel the grace, where we don't feel relaxed within our beings. And Krishna is reassuring Arjun that he is always available. But only because of our knots we are not able to expand into the energy that Krishna represents. If we are able to do that, then our whole life becomes a spiritual activity. Our whole life starts becoming affirmative. Our whole life becomes an invitation for the ultimate to happen. We become meditative, we become peaceful. And we move towards the realization of our higher potential. Why are we limited in potential? Because we damage ourselves. We damage our own energy field by bringing in so many words, so many thoughts which create chaos within the natural potential realization of ourselves. We kill our spontaneous intuition by confusing ourselves in our intensely neurotic thoughts. Arjuna is spinning a web of thought, and he's caught in that web. Krishna is telling him that even in a moment he can become free, but he has to accept. He has to accept the hand of the greater within the mystery of life. He has to accept that even if he does not exist, even if he dies on the battlefield, things will go on as part of the greater cosmic play, the greater cosmic Leela. We are not so important individually. We are important only when we realize ourselves as part of that greatness. You see, it's a fundamental problem with human beings. The fact of the matter is that it doesn't really matter. Our living and dying, the world goes on. But like madmen, we keep repeating to ourselves our own anxieties, our own anguishes, our own worries, and through that not only create trouble for our own potential realization, but create trouble for others also. Simply because we are not comfortable within our own inner world. It is our inner world which needs to be in a state of relaxation. Like a tightrope walker, imagine a person who's walking a tightrope from one end to the other. It's all about balance. But how is balance attained? Balance is attained with an inward state of calm, an inward state of relaxation. And life is a tightrope. We all have to walk across this tightrope. But if we are not inwardly relaxed, if we are not inwardly in a state of great calmness, we will fall, we will stumble, we will create a situation where we are harming our own energy field, we are harming our own potential, we are harming our own ability to walk. If the inner state of being is correct, says Krishna, everything moves correctly. So, through this, you can understand that the only stumbling block, the only knot, the only boundary to our potential realization is within our own consciousness. And in a way, it is a very egoistic exercise. It's a narcissistic exercise. We think we are so important. We think our worries are so important. Krishna says your worries are not at all important in the cosmic play of things. Forget that. They don't have much importance at all. In fact, join the dance, join the celebration, join this immense cosmic play. That is your only dharma. That is your true spiritual duty. Through that, you realize not only your spiritual potential, but become free to act in the world with utter dynamism. And that is how you fulfill your higher potential.